going to share some inputs on most of the time the students or interested clients would always ask, which is better, to do yoga on a studio with a guided teacher, or sometimes online live classes, or just follow a recorded YouTube, which is available international? Well, the answer to that is actually, it depends on your preference. Three things. It depends on your preference, it depends on your current physical fitness, and it depends on your goal, your intention of your practice. However, let's discuss one by one, so at least I will be able to guide you on what are the pros and the cons of the practice. Let's start with just enrolling or subscribing to or even a free recorded yoga classes online. Number one is, the advantage is it's cheap. It's cheap, and in fact, there are free classes available online. And I'm not saying that it's not good. These are good because the teachers are qualified teachers as well. So number one advantage is it's free. Second advantage is it is flexible in terms of time. So you can just practice and do it at your own free time, after office or in the morning or in the evening, whatever is your preference. Okay, so the practice will adapt to your schedule. When we speak about disadvantage is this: when you practice and just choose whatever it is that you want to do for a day, or just follow along the daily release of the video that they give you, then it is generic. Meaning, in the essence, yoga is a practice to gain health benefit. Now, if it is like generic, it can be thrown to anybody, not actually customized to really give you the benefit that you want for yourself. Say, for example, you are having a problem on scoliosis or back pain. So since you are not so familiar in terms of anatomy and the mythology and the science behind it, then it is sometimes you are following a routine that is not actually for you. So that's the disadvantage. There is no monitoring and there is no personal guidance. So you might do it wrong or you might do it right, the process. And speaking of that, that's why this is only advisable to intermediate or advanced practitioners. Those who are really familiar with how their body flows, what they need for the poses, so they just, can scan and look for the flow that they want for that particular day. And advisable for advanced, and advisable as well for those who really just want to go on a particular training. You just follow along if you have already enrolled in a specific training that you want. Example, flexibility, core strength. These are good for that. Now, let's proceed to online live classes or a personal in-person class. Let's start with the disadvantage. Disadvantage in comparison to the recorded videos or the free videos online is, number one, is costly. It is rather costly or expensive because you get free in YouTube, or you get free in other websites available online. So it is costly. That's number one. And number two is, I would say, the schedule is not flexible. It depends on the availability of the teacher or the schedule of classes in a particular studio or center. These are the two disadvantages. However, on the second disadvantage, on the availability of the classes in a particular studio, I would say that will also work as an advantage. Why? If you are actually free, let's say you choose a morning or evening, or you will make yourself available for the time, you will develop two things. Number one, you will be able to inculcate self-discipline in your practice. Self-discipline in your practice will not only be limited on that practice, it will also be manifested in your other routines. So if you're disciplined in one, unconsciously, it will also become an unconscious good pattern that will happen in your other behaviors or other routines. Self-discipline. Second is, your body will really adapt because it will be used to that particular time. The body clock knows that you will be doing your routines at that time. Okay. And the second advantage is, which is to me important, especially if you're having some physical concerns or issues. You are guided by a teacher. And you see, a teacher can automatically change the flow of the class depending on the presence of the students. If you are regularly attending yoga class, your teacher will definitely know how you do your poses, what are your limitations, and what are your restrictions. So since sometimes in a beginner class, sometimes there's an intermediate who joins, the teacher can automatically do modification or advise the person to do modification and knows what are the possible flows that she or he will introduce in the future classes, so you will gain the benefit of improving your strength, your flexibility, releasing the pain, or anything emotional or stress-related concern, or any reasons why you come into the practice. In short, your progress will be monitored by the teacher and adaptability to the poses is high. And that explains even online, because the teacher will always see you on screen, and if you've noticed, teacher will even call you out if there's something that needs to be emphasized on the poses. So in terms of safety, in terms of giving you more support and knowledge or expertise and guidance, this practice, the second one on having in-person or live classes, is really good for you, especially for those who are beginners or are just trying to come up or develop the practice or the routine for yoga. And even for advanced or intermediate practitioners who really want to develop the self-discipline part of doing the routine regularly, and who wants to join the intermediate classes where you will be introduced to funky poses, to challenging but nice looking poses, which has great effect or impact on your posture or your healthy or general well-being. So I hope that answers the questions and clarifications. So again, it depends. In-person live classes against recorded or free videos, yoga classes online. It depends on your, number one, your preference. Which one would you choose? Second is, it depends on your where you are currently. Are you a beginner? Are you having physical pain? Do you need monitoring? Or you are just doing it just to sweat out? Third is, it depends on your intention or your goal. What is it that you want to achieve? What is it? Is it just sweating or movement or physical exercises? It depends on your goal. And of course, it depends on your level. If you are far more intermediate and advanced, well, you can just join and enroll any classes or follow along. And you know probably which movement really adapts or suits you. Thank you, yogis. I hope that helps, and I hope that helps you make your decision. Importantly, just listen to your body. Yoga is a practice. Yoga doesn't require perfection. However, consistency is very important for the body to adapt and for the body to gain the benefit. That's what matters after all, right? Thank you.